I mean, but for real, there's no way Georgia loses to Florida, right?
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Daniel is immediately next to me. Next to him, one David Bellamy. We're going to get to him in a moment. Glad we promised y'all guests were coming. Good guests, big guests, and we got them. Today's episode brought to you by Mazda. Move and be moved. Let's welcome Davin to the show. Davin, how you doing, man?
What's going on, man? I'm glad to be here, man. Like I said, when I watch you guys, some of my mornings when I'm preparing. So it's kind of full circle a little bit.
Look, we love our listeners. Gurf, we love you. M-Dubs, we love it. We love a lot. But when Davin says he listens to you, I'm not going to lie, it takes a little bit. That's a little bit of a bump up, Daniel.
No, but so listen, if you've ever been watching Davin's stuff and thought, where did he get that crazy idea from? Now you know he probably heard it from it's just some nonsense that he heard us talking about. And so, Davin, let's jump into this Florida game. It's Friday, and on Fridays here, we like to play a little excited, nervous, don't sleep on. Having played in this rivalry, how emotional it is, how crazy it can be. You kind of throw everything out the window when you get two teams like this on a neutral site in Jacksonville. Obviously, Florida down bad this year. Georgia, looking good, one loss, in line for the college football playoff. But you kind of throw all that out. Georgia fans are going to be going through the ringer emotionally. But let's start with the positives. What should Georgia fans be excited about in your mind as they maybe they're going to be at the game in Jacksonville, maybe they'll just be watching? What should they be excited about seeing on Saturday?
I mean, dude, the most important thing is the way this team has been performing on the offensive side of the ball. It's not like they're doing anything crazy. It's not like you're asking for your QB to throw the ball 35, 40 times a game and do these miraculous, Caleb Williams things that are hard to do week in and week out. This year, man, we just been, putting our head on the running games, staying in third and manageables, Gunner using his legs, to move the sticks, using his legs, in the red zone. We got the two-headed monster, at running back. So I guess as a fan, that we have something that's sustainable, and the way that we play is playoff football.
I love that. That's exactly right. We talked about this offense so much of the time, and it's hilarious to us that UGA fans think that they're the best offensive coordinator ever to have existed in the world. It's crazy to us how that happens. This offense is humming along. It's the number one efficient offense in the SEC. Largely, I'm glad you understand the two-headed attack, because this running game, night and day difference from last year, and we love seeing that. Daniel, what are you excited about for this game for Florida?
Yeah, I'm excited to I mean, we're going to talk about things to be nervous about. Maybe we'll shift over to the defensive side of the ball. I would love to hear some of Davin's thoughts on what's happening on that side of the ball. But honestly, I am nervous, or I'm excited, I should say, for the secondary's opportunity to go up against a quarterback. There are some times in a season where I feel like the right matchup could kind of turn things around for a defense. This secondary has not been playing poorly throughout the course of the season. Obviously, Dalen Everett on one side, and then you got kind of the rotation on the other side between the two guys holding it down at corner. You get decent play from the star position, I think, throughout the season. Aguero picking up a lot of that slack. And then, with Kyron Jones being out, the safety a bit in flux, but you're going up against a quarterback in DJ Lagway who has, I don't care who the offensive coordinator is. I don't care who's calling the plays for Florida. He throws the ball to the other team. And so if you got a quarterback that likes to throw the ball to the other team, that's going to take unnecessary risks. All of a sudden, you get a couple of turnovers in the secondary. You get a little bit of a confidence boost there. And then you parlay that into the Texas game coming up. Who knows if it's going to be Arch Manning out of concussion protocol, or if it's going to be the backup against Texas, not to look too far ahead. All of a sudden, you could be looking at a game where the secondary kind of gets right for Georgia up against a quarterback that, came into the season with all the hype in the world, Davin, but he certainly has not played like the best quarterback in the SEC.
No,
Yeah,
not at
man.
all.
But I mean, I give him a pass though. I do give him a pass because we have seen flashes, right? We've seen flashes. I'm not really a big fan of Billy Napier as a play caller. Maybe as a head coach, a general, someone that is running the team, leading all the meetings. But I think he should have gave up those, play calling duties. When you think about the route they're going, the thing that throws me off a little bit is the preparation. When you're preparing Monday through Friday, it's so much of what this team does on first down. What's percentage of them doing on second down? Well, if they get out and they come out in third and long and the tight end's on, but the wide receiver is off, this route is coming. This defense has no idea because the OC is just some, quarterback guy, who's, downstairs. So DJ Lowry has the talent. If we can make him beat us from the pocket, I'm not too worried about it. Now, if he gets to playing backyard football, and Georgia struggles ever since I was there with scrambling quarterbacks, right? If he can get, comfortable, move the ball on third down with his legs, build some confidence there, and start to play the backyard, football, that's where they get a little scary. I just want to keep him in the pocket, and I don't think he can beat us that way. So I do agree. Right.
That's a great point. I'm excited because I think this is a get-right game for the defense. I actually think by this time we have snap counts. We got a bunch of young guys. Davin, you hit it on the head when I was thinking about this defense. Backyard football. This is the type of game where we don't know what's going on. Like, guys just got to get on the field and play. And we got athletes and 4- and 5-star guys riddled all throughout the defense. And I think at times they're lost. Their eyes aren't right. An assignment's not right. Well, this is, hey, guys, we're all figuring it out together. Let's just go out there and ball. How can you just get on the field, go hunt, go get quarterback? Would you say that is an advantage for Georgia or an advantage for Florida in this matchup?
Right now, man, the positive things that I can say about the defense, I'm going to start there.
Okay, yes, please. Thank you.
We're bend but don't break. So that means we're not going to get you behind the sticks. And if we do get you in third and long, I'm not confident that we're going to get you off the field. But I do know once we get into the high red area, 20-yard line and down, that we got an 80 to 90% chance of holding you to 3, right? That's what I'm starting to like about this defense. Okay, pass rush, it's an NFL stat, but it does close games, right? We have been affecting the quarterback better the last, couple of weeks. But in my opinion, I think that has been off of play calling. We're not winning a lot of one-on-ones, so it's Coach Schumann and Coach Smart's job to create third down looks that attack pressures, generated pass rush. We've been doing better at that the second half, especially these last, 2 games. The thing that got me worried about Georgia is stopping the run. That's something we've always laid our, hat on. Now, granted, we still are a top 3 run grade defense. But when you look at the last 2 games, we're not winning first downs. We're letting teams get 3 yards in a cloud of dust on first down, and that's not Georgia ball because that means the penetration is going towards the defense and not, on the back end. So I'm not excited in that point because I just think with this team being so young, when it comes to snap counts, without the preparation that they usually have had, knowing what percentages of what is going to be ran, Georgia defense is going to be prepared better than any team we play, except when you start to get into the Lane Kiffins of the world. Then, Kirby Smart and him are having chess matches. Those coaches aren't playing checkers. So I think this game, I'm a little worried about how are they going to respond not having the preparation of just the unknown of what Florida, is about to run.
I think that's a great point, Davin. We're going to get into a little bit more of maybe dig a little bit deeper in that hole, figure out exactly what Georgia fans should be nervous about when it comes to Saturday's matchup in the cocktail party. But first, these.
And these are, in fact, Mazda. Mazda, move and be moved. This episode was brought to you by Mazda. It's about redefining the moments that make things happen. Crowds, culture, keep moving the game forward. That's why we love Mazda. We saw at the Ole Miss game, we saw an absolute culture movement when that defense that we talked about stood up on the last couple of drives and didn't let Ole Miss at it. We saw defensive line pressure, batted balls. It was incredible. Zachariah Branch making an okey doke on the sideline where a guy just goes straight past him. Those are the moments that make everything more. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning. And just like Mazda and just like our team, when every highlight, everything moves, it's not just every day. Mazda vehicles make it more. Mazda, move and be moved.
All right, coming back here with Davin Bellamy on a Friday, Locked On Bulldogs, talking about the cocktail party. Davin, plenty of times Georgia fans have driven all the way down to Jacksonville, had a great weekend, had a nice time at the beach. Come in with the higher ranked team into the game. Felt like everything was going to be just fine. And then it's the cocktail party. It all goes wrong. Georgia clearly the better team this year. But as you mentioned, Florida's a lot more talented maybe than their record would indicate. DJ Lagway maybe more talented than his performance thus far would indicate. If you're a Georgia fan, Davin, what would be the number one thing that you would be nervous about specifically in terms of the matchup and the way the game might play out on Saturday?
I'm going to go with, when it comes to that, I'm going to go with which team is Florida going to come out there with more to prove? We already know that this is their Super Bowl. And playing in these games, I've played in these games as a higher seed. And then when I was playing with Mark Rick in that squad with the lower seeds. So we're always looking to spoil the other team's season. If we can't go to the postseason, let's make sure they don't go. That's that rivalry, especially when you start talking about that game, Georgia Tech. Those teams, they always want to spoil it for each other. So then you got to be careful for this. Teams tend to band together when the head coach gets fired.
Yeah.
That locker room starts to turn into it's us against the world. No one believes in us. Coach is fired. We don't know who's going to be here next year. Now we're all playing for our future. So you get a little bit more. It's kind of like you always say, if you back a man into a corner, you'll see how hard he fight. Well, right now, Florida whole back is turned into a corner. So Georgia's going to have to come out, first of all, and match that intensity. It's already the SEC. It's already the rivalry. Now you're sprinkling in a dog backed up against the corner. So Georgia is definitely going to have to match that, you know what I mean, that energy for sure.
Yeah, that's right. It's really funny, Devin. We talked about the firing of Napier was horrible timing for Georgia right before cocktail party. And I think people misunderstand. Fans don't understand unless you put they think football is played on paper. Football ain't played on paper. It's played, like you're saying, there's juice to this game. So it's rivalry. I'm going to go ahead and take this team down. Fine. You're going down with me. Now it's us against the world. Like, Devin, that is a huge motivational factor that I don't think Georgia fans, they're not the better team. We're far more talented. We have better coaching. But things like this change the direction of games and seasons.
Facts. And look at this. Why did James Franklin lose his job? He lost to a team, UCLA. You're out. You have them outmatched by every way. But guess what? That team had just fired their coach, banded together, and now this is what I'm talking about. When you start talking about when the head coach leave and you got that young quarterback coach that's been waiting to call plays. What did you see out of the quarterback from UCLA? I forgot.
Nico. Yeah.
You saw a younger, vibrant Sean McVay, Mike McDaniel style OC that kind of opened up the playbook a little bit and had them playing better. That's what I don't want to see with Florida. Billy Napier is old school. He come from the Saban tree, very basic, offenses.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a young stud in there, man, who's looking to make his name in college football, what better game to do it than to outsmart Coach Smart over there, with your play calling.
Yeah, and Davin, you mentioned this in the first segment, but there were reports coming out. The Florida athletic director in the press conference sort of threw Billy Napier under the bus and said that he'd been telling him for years to stop, to give up play calling duties.
Yeah, got to give it up.
To give it away to somebody else, but that Napier refused to do it. And so, to your point, it's not just the Florida players that feel like it's us against the world. Nobody believes in us. Our backs are against the wall. That quarterback coach that's now calling the plays, he was wanting his chance the whole time. But Billy, Billy wasn't giving it to him, wasn't letting him call the plays. He was just watching the ship go down, thinking like, I could help if somebody would let me help, if somebody would let me do my job. And so now he's got a lot to prove. Yeah, it kind of is. You don't want to overplay it, but it kind of is a weird little buzzsaw situation that Georgia walks into.
It is
on Saturday. Clint, what are you most nervous about as a Georgia fan?
Yeah, I'll tell you this. If I see a couple of slips or missed assignments on the offensive side, if our offense isn't firing right away, I think the defense can get their groove going and can just go out there and ball. But if all of a sudden Micah Morris, Juan Gaston, these guys miss a block and we're behind the sticks on offense, and that juice starts flowing for Florida side because they have a lot of injuries in the secondary. They got talented guys up front, a lot of injuries. All of a sudden, if our offense can't get first downs and can't eat clock and can't put points on the board, and then I got to go ahead and watch a very, very athletic quarterback kind of throw caution to the wind. Like if we come out the first two drives and we punt, and we don't get past the 50, I'll be grabbing my bucket in a hurry because it's going to be gross. And I'm genuinely nervous because we've seen Georgia do that. We've seen this early on in the season. It's not the same now. Early on in the season, we saw that. Tennessee game comes to mind. I know that we had the big play explosively, but we went toe-to-toe. But then they started inching ahead of us, right? We had a couple of falters in that. We saw some lower competition with the same thing. Man, that can't happen this game. Our offense got to click from the jump.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to come back last segment to talk about some things maybe flying under the radar a little bit, some things that Georgia fans might not be thinking of but should be. But first, these.
And these are, in fact, DoorDash. DoorDash is fantastic. Right now, you can keep the streak alive, DoorDash, all season long. When players needed to deliver, they came in and they delivered the most. And we saw that last time. Gunnar Stockton, absolute 84% efficiency, 84 completion percentage, efficient throughout the entire game, 5 total touchdowns. The guy was all over the place good. Whether it's a fourth quarter touchdown or a goal line stop, when there's no hesitation, there's no delay, you need delivery, you need the streak. That's where Georgia comes in. That's where Gunnar Stockton comes in. And just like Gunnar Stockton, for Georgia, DoorDash delivers Saturdays with DoorDash streaks. Every Saturday, take your order, stack it up all season long. You can win up to or save up to $250, including $100 in DoorDash credits. Order this Saturday, keep the streak alive, fuel your game day only with DoorDash. Terms apply. Promotional period through 11/18, but that's not all. Also, want to let you know about FanDuel. FanDuel's fantastic. Daniel and I love them. Davin loves them. We all go to FanDuel because we love getting into the action, and FanDuel allows us to. Right now, the NBA is back. No better place to get in the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Watch out for dubs right now. Golden State's an actual thing. It's a unit. I'm all here for it. Every time, even if you miss a game, you want to get in a hot hand, FanDuel has live bets. Plus, you can combine live bets and same game parlay for a shot and a bigger payout. It keeps getting more exciting. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com, sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA.
All right, segment 3, let's talk about what people should not be sleeping on. So we've covered the Georgia offense. We've covered the Georgia defense, but now let's kind of dig a little deeper, get under the radar. What might be something that Georgia fans are not expecting that might be the deciding factor in the game on Saturday? What's an angle that Georgia fans might not be thinking about, but they need to be paying attention to as they watch the game on Saturday? Davin, where you want to go? Don't sleep on.
Can I let you guys go first?
Yeah, that's fine. Clint, go.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm not sleeping on. I know everybody's excited for Noah Thomas and the potential he has. I think he's a great player. We've talked about his touchdown percentage on receptions is astronomical. I think he does get more run. We've even talked, Wiley, we've even talked to other players that are younger cats getting back into the game and getting from the scout team over to the offensive side. We talked, but here's what I think, and people have been clamoring for it all season. All season we said, where's the tight end? Where's the tight end? Where's the tight end? All of a sudden, last game, pop, there's the tight end. And I think for whatever reason, people have stopped thinking we should just keep doing it. Like I'm an idiot. I'm not that smart. If it's working for us, don't mess up a good thing. Keep the run game, pop it to the tight ends, let them run, let them go. They're big, they're fast, they're physical. Zachariah Branson, the screen game is still there. Colby Young coming down. People just want to automatically replace it with Noah Thomas. And I hope he does well, but man, don't sleep on Mike Bobo leaning heavily on the tight end, especially in the secondary. Young freshman kid, you want to go kind of cloud coverage, just throw everybody back and keep everything in front of you. Okay, how about you get a tight end down the seam, try to tackle him. Go ahead, try to stop him. I don't sleep on the tight ends continuing the Ole Miss success ongoing with that.
Yeah, I was going to go in a similar direction. I'll go somewhere different, but let me add on to that first. I think you saw Lawson Lucky breakout game. You've been seeing Oscar Delp get more involved in the passing game. Just to go one level deeper, we've seen back-to-back games now. We've seen a running back catch the ball for a touchdown out of the backfield. And so I think you're going to continue to see more of that. Let's get Nate Frazier. Let's continue to get him involved in the passing game down around the goal line. It doesn't have to just be Cash Jones catching the ball out of the backfield. And so, don't sleep on a lot of those non-wide receiver touchdowns for Georgia in this game. I think Georgia's deep at wide receiver. They're not going to miss Colby Young. I mean, they are going to miss Colby Young, but there are plenty of bodies that can step in. But it's not just the wideouts that are going to fill that void. There's only one football, and so if Colby Young's not catching balls, it might be Oscar Delp catching balls. It might be Lawson Lucky catching balls. It might be Elias Williams coming in and taking snaps from both those guys as a young 5-star, really talented tight end. So don't sleep on offensive diversity. And then I kind of mentioned my other one already. I wouldn't sleep on the secondary, maybe having a kind of a bounce back game. I think I don't think they've performed as well as they would like to. No matter what Kirby Smart, no matter how mad he's going to get at the media for asking questions about the secondary and act like they've been doing just fine. I think we all have eyeballs and we all see that the secondary hasn't been doing just fine. It's not only their fault. But don't sleep on a little bit of a bounce back from them in this game too.
Okay, man. I kind of see where you was going.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna stay on that pass defense. Number 15. What's his name?
DeMello Jones.
So we saw the second half, right? The reason, we've been getting killed in the passing game. One, because we haven't been producing pressure to take some pressure off our DBs. Pass rush and coverage are married. They work together.
Yeah.
And when they don't work together, it's bad. It's a bad split. So we've been seeing teams go away from Dalen Everett, who's a first 2-round guy, and attacking that rotational door on the other side, right? Last week, I think 15 did a great job of coming in the second half, those same 50-50 balls. And when the ball is in the air, it comes down to technique, right? We've been seeing, E-Rob get penalties in those same situations. So I'm going to stick with the pass defense because now I think that revolving door is kind of closing a little bit. 15's a young guy, right? And we saw him make plays when the team really needed him in the second half after, E-Rob, got benched. So that told me right there that Coach Smart is tired of the penalties. And we're 6 games in. You're not young anymore. Now it's time to replace you. And the guy, came in and did good. So I'm going to go with the pass defense also.
I think Georgia fans would be thrilled. I'm a huge fan of E-Rob Ellis-Robinson. I think he's all talented,
Me
but
too.
you can't keep having those, like, it's just boneheaded stuff at this point. Turn your head around. Go look for the ball. And all the penalties essentially go away, and he's not doing that. And Kirby Smart is tired of it. DeMelo Jones, on the other hand, is looking for the ball. He's ball hawking. He's looking for it. It's incredible. And so I think Georgia fans are excited for his potential, and he's kind of bust onto the scene. And this is an indication of the defense having the snaps coming in, and at any moment you can go ahead and do something, because Kirby Smart just plays guys that perform. That's it. He doesn't care about star. He doesn't care where you were. He just doesn't give two anythings about it. So if you perform, you can do well. And I do think DeMelo Jones being out there, as well as some of the other guys, Horton on the defensive line. You talked about the pass rush as well as pass defense. They are married. They go hand in hand. Yeah. And so we've been much maligned on this defensive back, but I think they've been asked to do far too much on a young secondary.
Yeah. Davin, let me ask you a question before we get out of here on that note, because I think Georgia fans have been just holding their breath, waiting for a Davin Bellamy to show up. And what I mean by that is a guy on the end of the line of scrimmage who's just going to look at the guy in front of him and then just whip him. Just beat the man that's standing right in front of you. You mentioned in the first segment, we should be having to call exotic third down pressure packages. What we should do, we're Georgia. What we should do is be lined up opposite of tackle, and then we should embarrass that tackle because we're better than him. We're more physical than him. We've got better technique than him. If you were to look at this Georgia front, maybe keep it on the ends, who's the most likely guy that could emerge into that as the season goes on if he were to continue to develop? Because we haven't really seen it consistently from anybody. But if there were one guy on this defensive front that you would say, yeah, man, I think he's got that in him from watching him on tape. Is there a name that stands out to you?
Chris Cole, right? And
come on.
Okay. We're only using Chris Cole is such a freak, right? He reminds me of Leonard Floyd his senior year. Well, we got Leonard Floyd his senior year now. Okay, he's not 6'5", 250 pounds, right?
No, few people
he's
are.
A little smaller, right? But when Coach Pruitt used Leonard Floyd, we moved him from the edge to Mike some downs. In certain packages, he was a Mike backer. In certain packages, he was the star. In certain packages, he was the end. We're using Chris Cole in that way just because he's so freakishly athletic and can play multiple positions. But what I did notice in our gotta have it situations that we just kind of spoke about, he was in at edge the last 2 third downs, blowing the doors off guys. So that showed me right there that he's our piece that we're using, because he's our best coverage guy, he's our best sideline to sideline guy, and he's our best rusher. But when I saw him just on the edge the last 2 drives and watch him blow the door off the tackle, that let me know right there that if he gets 20 snaps, if he gets 17 to 20 snaps just doing that, this guy is going to get 7 to 10 sacks if he started doing that week 1. So we have the guy on the roster who can do it, and he's also a day one guy. If you just say go put your hand in the dirt and go get the quarterback, he's going to go to the combine. He's going to run 4.41. He's going to jump 10.5. You see what I'm saying? So, in my thing, I think it'll be, Chris Cole. He's the guy that I just can see go beat him, and he's done it.
Man, that was before the season began, we highlighted Chris Cole as the X factor for this defense. We thought he was going to be all over the field because, like you said, he's a physical freak who can do it all. He's speedy, sideline to sideline. He adds a skill set we don't really have in anybody else.
Right.
Parts of it are there. It would be a refreshing thing, and it would certainly do our fan hearts really well if we saw him go ahead and take that step for the rest of the season. Now we have that undeniable pressure off the edge that we can do stuff with. Davin, let the people know where they can find you, where they can get to you, where they can interact and watch your content.
Appreciate it, man. OneLove.media is my YouTube page. Team 7 Meeting is the Instagram where I post all my breakdowns, and also Twitter, Davin Bellamy 17, man. And like I say, I really appreciate you guys for letting me join you, man. I watch you guys show all the time.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
man.
we started consuming your content as well. Love the film breakdowns as
Appreciate
well.
it.
It's
Thank you.
always good. Go check him out, dog fans. He's a great follow. For Davin, for Daniel, I am Clint. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day, and we will see you guys after the game. Instant reaction. We'll see you guys then.